Big 102.1 Belinda Carlisle at 9:36 as we wrap up today's Big 9 at 9. Always giving you 9 songs in a row to start the workday at 9 o'clock each weekday morning. Brought to you by the UPS stores and brought to you by Service Chevrolet. And odd that we would have Heaven is a Place on Earth as the last song
Uh-huh.
of our Big 9 at 9 today as we lead into a brief visit with Christy Beam, the author of Miracles from Heaven, taking a couple of minutes out of her schedule to join us this morning. And Christy, first of all, thanks so much for giving us a few minutes this morning.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me.
Well, we are excited to have you, and we're very excited about your event coming up Wednesday night at the Hyman Center, a personal speaking engagement where people in South Louisiana can help the Lourdes Foundation and come out and have a very inspirational evening with you. So we are certainly looking forward to having you in South Louisiana. I got to ask you before we do anything else, have you ever been to, I know you're from the Burleson areas where you guys live now near Fort Worth. Have you been to South Central Louisiana before?
I do believe, yes, I have, but I cannot remember where it was. This was a lot. It was for a speaking engagement for a mega church, but I can't remember exactly where it was.
Well, be ready
You're
to eat well.
you are definitely in for a treat because people around here are they treat you like family, even if they don't know you. So I hope that you
Oh,
have a
how
very warm welcome when you come.
how wonderful! I'm sure I will.
I think you'll enjoy your time here, and you probably will try to figure out ways to come back. I think you'll really enjoy it. So I know that our listeners are going to enjoy your engagement Wednesday night at the Hyman Center. And of course, people who are listening, most of them know the story. They've maybe seen the movie, read the book, possibly both. Miracles from Heaven, a true life story that happened to your family about your daughter Annabelle and a miraculous recovery from an illness or several illnesses that doctors said were not illnesses that you could recover from. So kind of bring us back to Annabelle's illness and tell us how, in a brief story, how this whole thing transpired, a real true miracle.
Well, when Anna was about 4, she started having just what we call tummy troubles. When she was 5, she fully obstructed abdominally, had major surgery to release the obstruction, only to re-obstruct 9 days later, and did another major surgery to release that obstruction. She almost died during that first time period, her first surgery, but she rallied. We got home from the hospital after 21 days to a completely, totally different way of life. Annabelle ended up being diagnosed with 2 incurable digestive disorders, pseudo-obstruction motility disorder and antral hypomotility disorder. And that just means her stomach and her intestines did not work. She was on 10 medications a day, taken several times throughout the day. And she basically just lived her life on the sofa in a fetal position with a heating pad on her stomach. And then in and out of hospitals, procedures, rooms, ERs, doctors. It was quite overwhelming.
And this is something that you guys kind of reconciled with the reality that this was going to be a way of life for Anna as long as she was able to be here, she was going to deal with these conditions.
Absolutely. The last year Annabelle was sick, she was hospitalized 9 times, no less than 5 days each time. She was just progressively getting worse. And Anna was sick for 4.5 years.
My
Gosh. And
goodness.
so when you watch the movie and you try to wrap yourself around the fact that this is real, it's not a story that was written by
Hmm.
a writer somewhere for theatrical purposes. This is written by a mom about what happened to her
Mhm.
family. So,
So obviously we don't want to go into we don't want to give anything away,
right.
but because that's why you're coming here is to tell your story. But I do have to
Mhm.
say what an amazing story it is.
Mhm. It is. It is unbelievable, although it's true.
Mhm.
And so she is here and she
Mhm.
is well,
Mhm.
and since since
Mhm.
the since the incident, no signs of this illness again.
Correct. No signs. She's on 0 medications today. She has been released from her pediatric gastroenterology specialist in Boston, Dr. Samuel Nurka, who is the guru of this disorder. They have never had anyone on record ever be completely healed. from those two incurable digestive disorders. She eats and drinks whatever she wants, runs and plays. Her system works totally normal now.
It's unbelievable. I mean,
Wow.
when you hear the word miracle, that is
Yes.
certainly what it is. And so you write the book, you tell the story. The book does very well, New York Times bestseller, and then
Mhm.
the whole Hollywood thing happens. And we all know that Hollywood normally doesn't gravitate to stories like this. Give us a kind of a little bit of the backstory on how it became a movie that was treated so well, and how far did they stray from the reality of the whole thing?
Well, it started because actually the book Miracles from Heaven is the fastest book to screen in cinema history.
Wow.
Mm.
And yes, so as we were getting the book published, they were beginning to write the manuscript for the movie. And my literary agent connected me to Devon Franklin, and he had heard about our story, and he was the one who approached me about a movie. And we talked, and when we talked on the phone, our hearts were in the same place, the same message, the same desire to share, and how we wanted it shared with the world was the same. So I felt very comfortable giving them the opportunity to share our story, and they did just that. They did an amazing job um, sharing the overwhelming, daunting task of having a very, very, very sick child, but also the financial burden that goes with it, and the emotional burden that goes along with it, and the faith aspect of it. And I feel like they did a very good job.
Well, and I wondered about that even as we watched the
Mhm.
movie when it was first released. Our family went, and as we watched it, I was like, okay, I wonder how much Hollywood has gotten involved to change the story to make it fit the movie. And you feel like they were very respectful and really pretty much told your story the way it happened.
They did. You know, Annabelle was sick for 4.5 years. They couldn't really chronicle that length of time in the
Mhm.
movie. So, people are very surprised to hear she was actually sick that long. The added part in the end with the father who stands up Ben and had lost his daughter to cancer. There was no true Ben and Haley in our lives. That was a manifestation, a brilliant manifestation of Annabelle had witnessed to many children in the ER about God's relationship, how much He loved those children, how He was with her in the operating room, and He would be with those other children too. And so that was their way of taking all the children that she witnessed to and taking it a step further on this side of life. What if we could see the um, the creation, or what if we got to see it come full circle? What would it have looked like? And so that was where they came in,
Got it.
if that
Makes
makes
Mhm.
sense.
sense.
Yeah, totally makes
Very
sense.
well done, and very believable, and it certainly makes sense that they were able to put it together that way. So look, Wednesday night, for anybody who's listening now who maybe hasn't gotten their tickets yet, maybe even hasn't seen the movie, we certainly suggest maybe renting the movie and watching it. But if for anything else that we want to kind of tell people to expect when they come to see you on Wednesday.
Well, we are going to have an amazing time. We're going to laugh and cry and be challenged to look at our lives a little bit differently, each and every one of us, and be moved, I hope, inspired greatly and encouraged greatly. If you don't have a copy of the book, we'll be able to get you a copy of the book that night, and I'm delighted to write a note in everybody's book. So it's just going to be a really great opportunity to just kind of get grounded with where we are and where we need to be.
Absolutely. And that is really basically what the story is all about. True life story, a real miracle that happened to your family. And we are grateful that you, for whatever reason, maybe divine intervention, made the decision to write the book, because I think we're all better off because we know the story.
Well, it was definitely divine intervention. You're exactly right, and thank you very much. I'm so delighted that God has taken His story and just multiplied it so well and shared it with so many all over the world.
Well, we look forward to Wednesday night at the Hyman Center. Tickets available, Ticketmaster.com and the Hyman Center box office. and it's going to be a great night for the entire family. I encourage everyone, if you haven't gotten your tickets, to get them to see the one and only Christy Beam and to hear this miraculous story in person. Christy, again, I know you're very, very busy, and we appreciate the fact that you were able to take a couple of minutes for us this morning, and we look forward to Wednesday.
Oh, thank you so much. It was my pleasure, and I enjoyed visiting with you, and I'm looking forward to Wednesday.
All right,
Thank
sounds
you.
great. Thanks again. All right, Christy Beam, the author of Miracles from Heaven. Again, tickets available through Ticketmaster.com, and it's going to be a great night, all presented by the Lourdes Foundation. We couldn't have had this event in our area without them, and it certainly benefits them, and it benefits our community to have them as a part of it. So, again, that's going on this Wednesday, 9:46 now.